Well, I didn't expect this. Another rant video and the same subject for the rant. Yes, you'll remember from the last rant video I did, the target of my ire was Lord Truscott. Well, he's been at it again. Yes, he's asked another parliamentary question. He really doesn't like motorcycles, does he? So what his parliamentary question this time round is to ask His Majesty's Government, further to written answer by Lord Hendy of Richmond on the 16th of January, what plans they have, if any, to phase out the sale of new petrol motorcycles in line with plans to phase out the sale of new petrol cars from 2030. So here he is again. He's not prepared to accept the answer that the government isn't planning to ban all petrol and diesel motorcycles. He now wants to know when they're going to outlaw the sale of new petrol motorcycles, and he's clearly hoping it's going to be in line with the 2030 plan for cars. Now, 2030, that's only 5 years away. I mean, what planet is he on? Do we know the level of electric bike sales at the moment? It is ridiculously small and it is declining, and yet here we have a peer asking the question of, are you going to do it? Are you going to ban them all by 2030? So who is this Lord Truscott chap anyway? Well, to be honest, I didn't bother looking into this before. I just look at the questions that are asked and whether they're sensible questions. But when somebody's this persistent, you have to start doing some questioning about who is this guy. So Lord Truscott is a non-affiliated peer, but it doesn't take an awful lot of research to find out that he used to be a Labour peer, but he resigned as a Labour peer in 2009 and now sits as a non-affiliated peer. Why did he resign? Well, it was all part of a big scandal in 2009, where he became one of the first two lords of the lords sitting in the House of Lords to be suspended since the 1600s. Yes, this guy was suspended from the laws. What was he suspended for? For taking cash bribes to change the law. Yes, he was taking money from alleged lobbyists to influence and smooth the way for them to do their lobbying and get laws changed. So yes, he was found guilty by the House of Lords Privileges Committee, and they voted to suspend Lord Truscott along with another Lord Taylor of Blackburn, for 6 months, and that was on the 20th of May in 2009. So yeah, clearly a trustworthy kind of guy. He's not going to be taking money to persuade the government to ban petrol motorcycles, is he? Something shady is going on. Now, I suppose we should look at the response from the government to the question. So the response did come in from Lord Hendy of Richmond Hill again, and his answer was that all modes of vehicle types have a part to play in meeting net zero, including motorcycles. The government will set out any plans to decarbonise motorcycles in due course. To encourage uptake of zero-emission motorcycles, the government has a plug-in grant which is available until at least March 2025 and offers up to £500 off the cost of a zero-emission motorcycle. So there we go. As you can see, the government still hasn't come up with their plan for what they're doing with decarbonising motorcycles. It's still on the table. They think that 500 quid off the price of a bike that is currently around 60% up more expensive than a petrol bike is going to persuade us for some strange reason. Don't quite get that one. But yeah, they still haven't made up their mind, but it's still clearly something that they're thinking about doing, and they haven't given up and forgotten about the subject altogether. So yes, whilst we've got money-grabbing people like Lord Truscott in the House of Lords keep on prodding and pushing on this issue, we have to be vigilant. We have to stay on board with the campaigning to make sure that they do not enforce the sale of electric motorcycles only. That would be disastrous. It's not what any of us want, and there's no need for it.